Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Shai by Shem Kakodash, giving all praises to Yahweh by Shem Shai by Shem Kakodash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, Except Yahweh Keep the City, the Watchman waketh but in vain. This is Psalms, and that's the title. This is Psalms 127:1. Prosperity comes from Yahweh. A song of decrees for Solomon. Except Yahweh build the house. The house, meaning the house of truth, came out of One West. Okay. And it's been broken up into several different camps. We are that number one house because we're teaching 100% truth. When you buy a house, you go in there, you have experts in there to make sure everything's working. If certain things are not working, you don't buy the house. That goes into the 100% doctrine, which we have. But I want you to, I'm gonna read this madness from Wi-Fi. Complete madness, man. Complete. These guys, well, their heads, they're completely delusional. And I'm gonna read that definition as well. It says, except Yahweh build the house. See, the Yahweh did not build that house. The Wi-Fi, SOT, the True Nation, all these other different groups. The Most High did not build those houses. Those are houses that will crumble. And how do we know that? Because the house is not 100%. It could be the nicest house in the world, but you flush the toilet and the water. You checking out a house. You gonna buy a house, you and your woman, right? Your wife. You flush the toilet and water come up from the toilet with shit in it. You ain't gonna buy that house. If the guy said, well, let's look at the rest of it. No, I'm not looking at the rest of the house. You go to turn on a switch of the light. Everything works. The house is beautiful. You know, got a pool in the backyard. You go to turn on the light switch in the kitchen, nothing comes on. Or the light comes on and it blows out. Then you do it to another light in the bathroom and that blows out. You open certain doors and the doors, any one of these things. If you're going to buy a house, it's up to the seller to build to anything that, if it's a already built house, you rebuild the house, not rebuild the house, but you renovate the house. Anything that's broken, if you got to paint things, you got to put new wood floors. You got to, if the electric's not good, if it's iffy, you get an electrician, a professional, to fix the electrical. If there's shorts, all that. The plumbing, so you need a plumber, you need a contractor, you need an electrical guy, you need an interior decorator to make the house look nice. You need painters, you need all kinds of things. So when somebody goes to check out a house, they're checking out everything. They're checking out how the house looks. Okay, freshly painted, as you can see. The floors are even. All the doors don't creak and nothing like that. You check out everything in the house. Check out everything in the house. The plumbing, if the oven works, you know, your kitchen, everything in the kitchen works. Does the refrigerator work? Does everything work? And sometimes you have somebody that's an expert on that. And they'll look at the corners of the house to see if there's a termite damage, because they can cover up the termite damage. So if there's termite damage, there's termites. So let's say everything works, but your expert says, look, this house got termites. How do you know? Look at over here. They try to cover it up. You ain't gonna buy the house. The house got to be complete. This is why we say we got 100% truth. This is why we're so staunch on the motb being the microchip. We haven't budged from that. We haven't budged from that. Okay. But I'm gonna read this comment from the Wi-Fi, the video, the 5-hour video that they did. It says, except Yahweh build a house. Yahweh didn't build that house. Oh, and by the way, they call on Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. What does Matthew 21, what's that? 7:21 say? They labor, if the Most High didn't build that house, the work that they do, going out there on the highways and the byways, doing the videos, doing the breakdowns, if Yahweh didn't build that house, they labor in vain. They do it all for nothing. Well, I did 20 years teaching this word. Yeah, but you were teaching that Edomites could make it. So that 20 years plus that you were out there don't mean nothing. It says they labor in vain that built it. So when we teach, we're building a house. Most High's giving us the spirit to build a house, so to speak. You know, you got to get the signs. You got to have a certain amount of men. You got to have the scriptures and so forth. But ultimately, it's the Lord that guides you. He builds a house. It says, except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. The second verse, it is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord Yahweh, and the fruit of thy womb is his reward. And as arrows are in the hand of the mighty one, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. But they shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gates. So when we go out there, they hate thee that rebuketh in the gates, right? Who's the enemies? All the nations. Esau, number one, and then the Israelites that are not a part of the elect that come up against the prophets. So the children represent spiritual children. It represents two things, but it represents spiritual children, which are your fruit. Because it even says fruit. When the disciples gathered fruit, those were people that believed. But the main part I wanted was really the first verse, and you can say the second verse, right? But it says, except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. Let me take the word watchman. If you're a watchman, you're supposed to know who the enemy is, or who the people that come in peace. You got to know. If you don't know, you thinking this guy coming in peace, he's coming for war, then you're not a good watchman. We got to warn the people. And the fact that we teach that the motb is a C-hip, because we can see it, because the Most High blessed up, gave us, put in our eyes, eye salve. That's spoken of in the book of Revelation. I believe that's Revelation 3:19, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go to it. But I'm going to show you this comment that was made on the Wi-Fi WFI site. They're saying that we go to their page to learn how to break scriptures down. And that's why I'm going to go into the word delusional. Okay, bear me for a minute. Okay, let's go to the word watchman. And watchman simply means, it's the Hebrew word shamar, which means to watch. keep guard, observe, give heed, to keep, have charge of, to keep guard, keep watch, like a good security guard, like a professional security guard. That people that come to the club, they know certain guys. Well, these guys, they look like they're gonna cause trouble, so I'm not gonna let them in. You check, you read in spirits, okay? And it also means to watch for things coming. Like I said, what we do is we read the scriptures, we eat the roll, the whole roll, Ezekiel chapter 2, Ezekiel chapter 3, eat this whole roll and go out and teach the sons of Israel. And we understand all the scriptures. So we apply the scriptures to what we see out there. And the main subject, the next main prophecy to come is the motb. And we told you what it meant. The majority of the camps out there tell you something else. So are they the watchmen of the Most High? Because a lot of people are going to take it listening to them. God, to be on one's guard, take heed, take care, beware. So if you can't see it, it's not our fault. Wow. Okay, it says keep. Keep. Okay, let me just go to the word watchman. Let me do this here. Let me go to the word watch. Matter of fact, let me do this. So the actual word watchman is found 8 times in the scriptures. Okay, it's 3 times here. Let me try this. Isaiah, I believe that's 62. And 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem represents Israel. The watchmen represent the men that the Most High set up, the prophets, so you can understand. We're also known as seers. So we see things afar off because we're prophets, and we tell the people, you got to get your act together on this. This is coming down the line. You got to come back to your nationality. And one of the things that we teach, among many, is that in the near future, they're going to cause everybody to take the sea hip. And then we read the scripture to go with it. So we are the true watchmen. O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace. We don't take time off. This past Saturday, we didn't go out on the highways because of the frigid cold, the wind condition and the cold, but we still taught. It says, so never hold their peace, day nor night. Here it is, 11:30. I'm doing a video, 11:30 p.m. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence. So if you're a true man of the Lord, the Apostle Peter said, give diligence to make that calling and election sure. You guys that do a video maybe once every 3 months, you might not do a video, you might not go on the street for the whole winter, fall and winter. When spring comes in, it's still too cold. And the end of the spring, going into the summer, you out there, summer comes in, and the hot months of summer, you might be out there maybe 2 months out of the year, if that. You got to constantly keep banging these videos out for the sake of the people, for the sake of the elect. Because this is not our rest, as the scriptures say. So I'm going to read this 7th verse. And give him no rest. I did what? How many videos did I do in the last day and a half? Day and a half, 2 days, I must have did like 10 videos. Today I did, this is what, my 4th or 5th video? And today was the Sabbath. We're the Sabbath. So what happened to you other guys? You went out fishing, you playing frisbee with your girl. There should have been 1,000+ videos put up today, because everybody was supposed to be home. You ain't supposed to work, you ain't supposed to shop, you ain't supposed to do nothing but do the work. A lot of you guys have become lukewarm. I'm talking about focusing on men in GMS. There's a lot of lukewarm men in GMS. Most High doesn't accept that. He doesn't accept that. Either you're hot or you're cold. Either you're on fire or you're completely cold. You're out of it. Either you're in it all the way or you're not in it. Not the Most High is not dealing with people that are half-assed. Now you could have been on fire 5 years ago, but what happened to the fire, brother? Do you have the oil in you? Did you just stumble in this thing unawares? And you guys are young. The apostles, we're up in age. You guys are young, man. It says, and give him no rest till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, meaning the kingdom of heaven. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Matthew 15, let's see what that says. And 13. And you can read a couple of verses above that. Let me just read the 13th verse. Matthew 15, verse 13. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be what? Rooted out. These groups that are going off, that are teaching, all these different groups, they came up under one Westers in one way or another. A lot of them came up under GMS. They learned from GMS, like Wi-Fi. They came up under GMS, but they also came up under Zabak, because they came to our camp a handful of times, and then they went to Zabak. They didn't tell us that they were going to Zabak. They just came to us. We thought that they just came out to see us, but they were learning certain things from the Zabak, and they were learning certain things from us. And the way these guys break down scriptures, you watch a 5-hour class, they break it down the way we break it down, because they learned it from us. But you're gonna be shocked when you see this comment that the Wi-Fi put up there. These dudes are completely delusional, man. And the Most High is going to destroy that group. Real talk. It says, but he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be rooted up. Let him alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And what's the ditch that they're going to fall in? They're going to take that charagma, because these groups like IUIC, ISUPK, pretty much all the groups, Sakari, they teach it, but the last time that they did a video on the charagma was 2 years ago. I mean, I went and checked with Sakari. I went into the search engine, I put in the motb, and only 2 videos came up. Maybe three videos came up. And they all go back to like 2 years. I think one of them was maybe 1 year. I got to check it out. But the video that I did my video on it, or the Minister Sakari Madmen 2, that video was put up 2 years ago. So that they still believe, because they should have came and backed us up and said, wait a minute, brothers, you going off. The elders, the apostles are correct. Bear me for a minute. Okay, let's try Proverbs 21, verse 30. There is, bear me for a minute. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. So when we teach something and somebody else teaches contrary to that, they're going against they're not going against us. These happily you find yourself fighting against the Most High. Let me go to that. Acts 5. Go right to the point. Acts 5, verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men. We are the men of the Lord, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come in naught. I've been out here going on 40 years. When I first got out here, you guys wasn't even born. Maybe 1 or 2, you were toddlers. The main guy, Nacom, he wasn't even born. So I've been teaching this truth for going on 38 years. Where was you 38 years ago? And I'm going to say this again. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to definitely break that camp up. And the rest of you camps that are misleading the people. Key point is in 39th verse. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High. And that's what you guys are doing. You're not coming against us. To call us insane and crazy, you're calling the Most High insane and crazy, because we got it from the Most High through the Spirit. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is dealing with us. Now let me go into the word delusional. Delusional, characterized by or holding false beliefs of judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, typically as a symptom of a mental condition. You got problems in the brain. We bringing it up outright. The true men of the Lord and you're fighting against it, which means you're not fighting against us, you're fighting against Yahweh. Therefore, the Most High, you're going to come to naught, as it says in Acts 5:38. So now, let me read this comment right here, this bold comment. Like the scriptures say, being a novice, not being a novice, least lifted up with pride, you come under the condemnation of the devil. This is the video that they put up, the 5-hour video. 5 hours and 4 minutes. 666, the mark of the beast. They were saying we're crazy and what we're teaching is stupid. But this is what they said. This is what they said. Acts 20, verse 9. And there sat a window. This is talking about Eutychus. Eutychus is the man that fell asleep and fell out the window dead. And Yahweh and Apostle Paul raised him up. Because Yahweh, the Apostle Paul was teaching, long preaching. So this is what they said. This is to justify the fact that they went for 5 hours. You mean to tell me it takes 5 hours for you to break down one verse? Revelation 13 and 16. It takes over 5 hours to break down one verse. That's called filibustering. Now this is what this guy says. These guys right here. It's sad how brothers come to another channel and secretly want to learn the breakdown, but get effeminate when they can't get it like an instant meal. These dudes are bugged the fuck out. They're saying that, let me read again. It's sad how brothers come to another channel and secretly want to learn the breakdown. We ain't come over there to secretly learn the breakdown. We already know the breakdown. You don't know the breakdown. It says, these GMS brothers have no oil. That's a bold statement. Now you're really fighting against it. But the Most High gave us the oil. You got this truth by watching us. You learned a lot of things from us. Your breakdowns is just the same way we break them down. Like I said, I've been doing this thing going on 40 years. When I first got out on the highways and the byways, you wasn't even born. Your parents were kids. So how in the fuck we gonna learn from you? It says these GMS brothers have no oil. They come to another page to get the oil. Did you hear this? Did you hear this bullshit, man? You telling me this man ain't a novice under the condemnation lifted up with this? You telling me this man has no pride? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Shalak Rayam. To all you false prophets out there. This is some bold stuff. These GMS brothers have no oil. They come to, and well, guess what? Sakari has no oil too. Tell them that. Let them know. You know, add Sakari. Sakari, you ain't got no oil. GMS, you ain't got no oil. No. You don't have the oil. And the Most High might do something to the leader of this group. These GMS brothers have no oil. They come to another page to get the oil and can't refute anything in the lesson. That's why you made it 5 hours long, because you knew brothers were going to come on your page and they kept asking when you're going to get to the point, when you're going to get to the mark of the beast. All you had to do is get to it. All you had to do is one fucking verse. It doesn't take 5 hours. The Apostle Paul didn't do any long preaching to cover one verse. Somebody comes up and asks, well, what does this scripture mean? This verse right here. You're going to take 5 hours. You out there on the street, right? The guy says, well, wait a minute. What does this mean? Here it is, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The guy get the answer at 9 o'clock at night. He gotta wait. He gotta wait. He'll ask a question at 4 o'clock p.m. He gonna get the answer at 9 o'clock p.m. It says these GMS brothers have no oil. They come to another page to get the oil, and can't refute anything in the lesson. So where did you get these breakdowns from? Where did you get the name Naquan? What yeshiva did you go to learn Hebrew? All them precepts that you go through, you got them either from us or from Zabak or whoever else that you got with. So you didn't even come through the straight gate, man. You didn't even come through the door. Even the Ethiopian eunuch, he said, "How can Philip said, dost thou understand what thou readest?" He said, "How can I unless a man guide me?" So who guided you? You were watching the videos. Oh, we got to come and meet them guys. I believe they're on 34th Street. Came Shalom. I'm not gonna say Shalom. Then you got puffed up, and we're gonna set up our own thing. To the point where we got to learn that we're learning from you. We're learning the breakdown from you. How the fuck is that possible? I was going through the book of Revelation in the 80s. So how do we come to you to learn how to break Revelation 13 or whatever book of Daniel? Everything that you learned, you got it from somebody from One West. But the thing that you did that was stupid, instead of going to Zabak, you should have just kept coming to us. You should have kept following and come up under us. So the Most High took that away from you. That's why you're teaching. You're going into the motb. You're breaking it down totally wrong. So this is the madness we got to deal with, man. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.